just on Miami Dolphins.
The pressure, he's in trouble. Loses the football. Touchdown! Got it!
You have got to be kidding me.
Jalen Waddle. It's a Dolphin touchdown.
Throwing deep upfield on the near side, man open, touchdown! Looking deep, he's got it there!
The run from Tua Tagovailoa.
Touchdown!
He's going deep! He's got it for a touchdown again! Beautiful day to be a Dolphin fan. Let's go!
What is good, Fin Nation? What's good? It's your boy Reason. We are back here for another episode, the original 4 years running now, Tua Tuesdays here on Phinside the NFL, where we have up to this point, and we'll continue tonight to break down every single drop back throughout Tua Tagovailoa's career from an All-22 perspective. As always, I'm joined by the homie Martin. Martin, I mean, this is listen, obviously, did he put up the touchdown numbers we wanted? No, but my God, we're gonna get into it. There were some impressive throws, obviously the Barrios throw, but also that throw where Judon dropped into coverage there, where he dropped back, right? And he dropped into coverage, and the window Tua had. And
Right.
if you because we're charting the plays, they respected basically, what was coming out of the backfield a little bit, and that caused a little bit of delay, and boom, it was there. Like, they just set it up. It's like that Durham Smythe little wheel out of the backfield. How many did we off the motion? How many times did they go to that? In short down situations that meant something. There's a lot of good stuff on the film, a lot of good execution. And some good throws from Tua Tagovailoa when you break it all down, man. Listen, other than really the interception, and we'll talk about how he could have made a better throw and, all that kind of stuff when we get to the play. But really then the interception and a few other throws, I think there was like 3 throws maybe he'd want back. Well, other than that, for a guy who threw the ball 30 times, that's pretty good, right?
I agree. Yeah. In pretty much breaking down this film, from what I can see, I kind of noticed something about Tua in his play style, as far as how he executes, right? Like if this is just from what I've seen on film, a lot of what I've written down as side notes for a lot of the reps that I've seen, a lot of his attempts, I put RRRT, which is right read, right throw.
Yeah.
Right read, right throw, and I did that maybe like 5 or 6 times, throughout the breakdown, because I believe Tua plays the coverage he's given when he hasn't seen it before. Meaning, if he sees something on film as far as the type of coverage that he's anticipating to see in the game, I think he tests out certain routes that he believes he can beat for that specific coverage for a specific play. But if he is coming across and sees a coverage that he's never seen before, like the 3 deep that we saw Bill Belichick unveil, now he's starting to play within the system, within the route concept, and saying to himself, okay, which route is open? What are they giving me? And a whole bunch of the time for this new defense that Bill Belichick kind of rolled out on us, it was a whole bunch of right read, right throw, because again, everybody's expecting Tua to go deep with Tyreek and stuff. So that was the case. But he just played it cool. He didn't panic. And literally, I'm titling this one this week, Tua versus Patriots week 2, Poise in Hostility. Because you know about the saying poise in the noise, you know what I mean? But this one is poise in hostility, because hostile environment. Y'all heard Tyreek. these fans ain't nothing to play with when it comes to the disrespect and the chaos that goes on the sideline. And just what Tua was thrown, what was thrown at Tua, I think he handled himself exactly how he was supposed to handle himself when it comes to just maintaining the composure and poise and not letting it get too big for you. Right read, right throw all over the place. And I thought it was a highly efficient game. You know, we did not. Tua did not put us in any position to lose that game. He put us in more positions to win. So it was a clean performance, you know, for week 2.
Yeah, you know, and I'll say one thing too. There was at certain times where the play calling was better than the execution, right? Especially I thought in the second half. You know what I mean? You know, like I know you had it in your notes, I had it in my notes, and anyone who watched live saw it, right? Like that Jalen Waddle slant that ended up being huge for momentum. And listen, you know, it wasn't here, it was here. You got to make, you know, how many times on a Sunday in one game do we see a receiver make a
back catch,
a back catch in stride instead of in front of the numbers, man? Like,
that's right.
Like, come on, man. Like, and it's crazy because then you see earlier where really Tua had the chance to lead him with how the distance to safety was over top. Tua had the chance to lead him and kind of back shouldered him a little bit where he had to manipulate his body and make that nice Moss-esque like catch. And off a simple slant when we're trying to build momentum and create a cushion, even if we got to punt it away and such like that, right? So I don't know. It was, man, you know, I said that this week, you know, like I really thought it was a tale of two halves. I thought in the first half that offense was so efficient, so, you know, it was just so well oiled, even with the explosive player being taken out of it for the most part. The most Tyreek. And then the second, you know, it kind of started sputtering a bit. It cooled down, albeit, hey, still broke off the Mostert run. And I think that's a result of he has that second gear he didn't have last year, right? Where because he's still recovering from that injury, which usually takes about a year and a half to recover from. And now he's finishing those runs off, right? And anyways, I digress. What I'm saying is that it felt like the defense stepped up in that second half. And it was complimentary football 101. We got a little taste of how they can complement each other, but if we could get, you know, that defense feels like it can be even more tightened up, and we know our offense can be even more explosive. And what I mean is we can be killing teams 38-10 weekly if both sides are humming. You know what I mean? Like that's what I learned from that game. I learned because, okay, here's the thing. We'll talk about it. People are going to see it. Ladies and gentlemen, I have never seen Bill Belichick try so hard to beat a quarterback and confuse a offensive head coach and an offense. And what he didn't realize is, like, people try to say Tua can't read a defense. When you see and you watch the film and you see how quickly he was processing and quickly adapting to the looks he was seeing, because, you know, they were giving a 3-high safety look continuously. And, you know, Braxton Berrios talked about how he hadn't seen it before. You know what I mean? All these guys have talked about how they hadn't seen what they were doing before. And it kind of actually, when I did my research, you know what it reminded me of? Actually, when I found something. Do you remember how the Ravens used to do this a couple of years ago? That Amoeba defense where they used to roll, you know, 3 safeties deep, and they would go 4 or 5 looks back with it was basically essentially a 5-1-5, right? That's what they were showing you at certain times, was especially early on, was that 5-1-5, right? That's essentially what they were like showing you. And like almost umbrelling it, almost like an umbrella too, right? So you know, and then they would rotate based off of, sometimes we would motion once or twice before the snap, which would, the second motion they'd have to come off, and shows what they were doing. But, you know, you started seeing like it was kind of a chess match at times between. It was
they pretty much decided death by 1,000 paper cuts. We're not allowing you to beat us today or tonight. And you know, like I said, man, this is one of the more You know what? And we have to stop. We have to stop looking at Tua like he's still young. Tua's maturing into a veteran esque type of quarterback where he's not allowing uh, certain aspects of the game that he doesn't quite anticipate rattle him. You know,
Yeah.
he's just naturally allowing the game to unfold, and he's reacting like like a top quarterback should. And again, would he want two or three throws back from this game? Absolutely. There were some big time plays that were just just missed. But for the most part, man, it was a clean game. It was necessary for him to play clean this game. And again, the Patriots are 0-2, but they're a tough 0-2. The Broncos are 0-2, but they're a tough 0-2. So that's pretty much the tale of
Hasn't Russell thrown like 7 touchdowns or something crazy like that?
some it's and I will say the reason why people are panicking from the outside looking in at the Broncos is because Russell played poorly last year and it resulted in losses, whereas this year Russell is actually playing much better than what he played from last year, but it's just not resulting in wins. And more than likely, it's just um, uh, Russell Wilson and Sean Payton. They're becoming to get on the same page. They're not on the same page yet. They're not. You can tell by the attitudes on the sideline. Not like bad attitudes, but just they're not yoking off of one another when it comes to energy. So it's going to take time for them to get there, but they're still a good team. And Russell's still a good quarterback. Sean Payton's still a good coach. It's just they're 0-2. No different than the Patriots. No different than the Bengals. Just a tough 0-2. So
Yeah, but the thing about them too, though, is with a team like the Bengals, they notoriously start off slow, right? It's just they
that's
start
true.
off like even worse than they usually do, to be honest with you, right?
That's true.
So, yeah, I don't know. And with Denver too, right? The Denvers have to fly 1,700 miles
For the season.
into Fort Lauderdale ahead of Sunday's Week 3 matchup. So
Damn.
teams flying a day, it's the trend right now is teams flying a day early, right? Because they got the longer road trip.
True. And get acclimated to the environment.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. With the energy of that building, the 2 MVP chants, I mean, here's the thing. Okay, we saw what this team was in primetime last year. Nothing went our way. We just watched us, let's be honest. We have kind of seen a little bit of that song and dance before. And if that would have been under Flores, Gase, or anyone you can name, basically not Shula, we would have lost that game in the second half there when that momentum started to swing, after the Waddle, miscue, and then obviously we didn't convert and the interception happened. The next drive or 2 drives later, whatever it was. So we won that game in prime time on the road, division rival. We had done a lot of travel over 2 weeks. I mean, look at that. LA to Massachusetts. Right? We had done a lot of travel, and now we're going back home. I just think the energy in that home opener, guys are going to be refreshed because they're back home. Yeah. And, the MVP chants are going to be rattling if Tua and that offense get out to an early start. If they start – listen, I'm going to tell you this much. If they start out explosive on that first drive and score, it's going to be a long day for Denver.
We gotta see. I respect Denver as a team this year. Like I said, it's just situations where they're kind of beating themselves. You know what I mean?
Fangio.
Revenge game for Vic.
He's got a little extra.
Hey, look, right? Vic Fangio, Bradley Chubb, who else? Butch Berry. You know what I mean? There's a couple people where it's like, okay, let's have an extra pep in our step this week. Let's take care of business come Sunday. So now it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun game for sure.
Tua take the league over. I like it. I like
Damn,
it.
bro. That
That's
was
what
cool.
it is, baby. That's what
Mhm.
it is.
Mhm.
So, all right. Initial thoughts before we get into this film. What people can expect. What you thought. Your initial thoughts
You
heading in.
honestly heading into the game or into the film? Well,
Into
which
the
one?
film.
Heading into the film, my initial thoughts is, you know what, guys, just be ready to understand that the offense is a machine, right? And Tua is the almost like a computer. You know how you need your software to work a certain type of way. Tua is the best software to use for the computer that is Mike McDaniel's offense. And people can say all they want. Well, any quarterback can probably do well in this offense. I don't believe so. I think Tua literally has just natural gifts and attributes that just almost like a perfect fission of what Mike McDaniel does and how everything opens up. So I mean it's beautiful to watch. But hey, let's get into it.
Hey, man, you know what I like? We're seeing. Listen, I know, or people are going to say, look at just the box score watch and look at the touchdown numbers and
Hmm.
assume, but the consistency in terms of confidence and such. It's almost that time. Sometimes he's too confident with his throws. Where, brother, drive, stop throwing off the back foot, and
Exactly.
Curry watching
Hmm.
your throw. Drive it
Hmm.
because there's certain windows where if he drives it, he's making the throw because we've seen him do it
Hmm.
before. But instead, he wants to watch. He wants to throw watch basically, right? So
When you watch film like this, you can tell. Okay, yeah, he was supposed to have over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns in this game.
yeah, yeah,
It just got away from him. As
yeah,
far as making quicker decisions, being more decisive in what you know is going to happen. Like
yeah.
it's the natural transition into being that type of quarterback. But regardless, an efficient outer from Tua, point blank.
Yeah, I agree. All right, man. Let's get into this right now because we got a little bit not as bad. Last week was something else.
Yeah, about 20 less plays, but good ones though.
Good one for sure.
It was perfect balance, bro. 30 for 30 on offense, 30 pass attempts, 30 rush attempts. It was
Yeah,
just all right, perfect balance on the night.
agreed. Agreed. All right. What is going on here? Hold on a sec. Give me 1 sec here.
Hmm.
I don't know what's up.
I think this is the first play, right?
Yeah, but for some reason it's not letting me stop. All right, hold on. Give me a sec. See if I can figure this out.
And the defense that Belichick rolled out pretty much called Belichick's defense that he rolled out the quarter key defense. Quarter key. 4 defensive backs playing the fourth of the field, and then one key defender in the middle to kind of you know confuse to so to speak.
And did it work? No, it
There
didn't.
it is. That's it right there.
Hold on. I don't know why it's just not letting me. I don't know what's going on here. So hold on, give me a sec.
Hmm.
Oh, I know why. I know exactly why. Hold on. Okay, that's exactly why. All right. Let's go. Take 8. And that wasn't why. Whatever.
Damn.
I got it. All right. Whatever.
Mhm.
We're going to have to go the old-fashioned way. The
That's all good.
old-fashioned way.
Mhm.
All right. So, right here, you see the Dolphins in I formation right here. Dolphins in I formation right here. And this is 2nd and 7 after a 3-yard Mostert run to start Miami's first drive of the night. After a New England punt, Dolphins 21 personnel. You see a wide receiver split to each side with obviously 2 under center because of the I formation. Patriots in a 3 high safety look, similar to what the Ravens. They kind of ran it called I was talking about earlier, the MOBA defense. Basically allows them to disguise what they're going to run until the snap. So they'll drop into a cover 1 look post snap with 2 robbers here. Smythe is going to motion, and they're going to take a strong toss to the right. Tua drops back and pumps Moser on the swing route of the backfield, and then he tucks it and runs for a 4-yard gain. If you go back here, like it's the one thing I did point out, it's pretty good coverage.
Great. It was a great decision by Tua. Everything was perfectly covered per the route concept. And again, Tua did not panic. He read what he read, saw what he saw. Hey, put the ball down, get what you can. That was a great decision by Tua.
And I feel like one thing we're going to talk about tonight is the protection was pretty good for the most part.
It was a second straight game of, cohesiveness. That's all you want.
All right. So continuing on here, we got 3rd and 3 now. 2 is in the gun. Moser to his right. 1 receiver to the right. 2 stacked in that slot over there. Sorry, stacked to the left over there. Hill, he's going to kick out to the left and put that stack into the slot. 11 personnel look. Patriots again with that. Look at that like 5-1-5 umbrella right there, right? And they're going to drop it again. They're going to use the robbers look, right, out of that quarters look, right?
Exactly. Quarter key, dual robber, free bail. That's what I called it. How the play unfolded.
So Barrios, if you watch Barrios down here out of that stack, he's going to fight to the jam. He's going to get open on the speed out. He's going to get a 10-yard gain for the first down. Now, I love this because if you go back and you watch here, right? If you go back and you watch here, if you watch to his head, he didn't like what he saw from Reek's matchup or the defender over type of the seam there. And, he got his head upfield, also called that linebacker to release Barrios, and who Tua hit for the first. So going through his reads and taking what the defense gives him at the same time. It's tough, man.
Right read, right throw. Right read, right throw. It was, and again, that's why I said it kind of revealed to me that, Tua's the type of player, if he's seeing something new, he's going to stick to his keys on what he's supposed to be looking for defensively per the route concept. So he felt what he felt. He saw what he saw, got the ball out quickly. First down.
Honey nut Barrios, baby. All right. So 1st and 10 now. 2 is in the gun. 2 receivers split to the right, 1 to the left. 11 personnel. They're going to drop to like a Tampa 2 look post snap. New England is. And Miami's going to motion Ingle off the snap out on the wheel to the left, which draws a linebacker up. That same linebacker from last one, Taive. And that's going to leave Waddle open on his slant, which Tua, easily ID'd that. And that was a lightning quick 11-yard pickup right there. Look at the IDs it. Boom, he's open. He's there.
Again, another right read, right throw, RRRT. this is pretty much Tua's MO the entire time. He knows he's seeing something brand new in coverage. Everything is about, okay, let me read this the right way. Let me make a perfect throw. Let my receivers make plays on the football. So, perfect quarterback.
And really here, as like a quarterback processing what you're seeing, and even as a offensive coordinator or an offensive head coach here, listen, you know what they're doing. You know what they're showing you, what the whole concept of it is. It's to what? It's to take away everything over top. And when someone's trying to take away everything over top, what does that mean 99.9% of the time?
There's something open underneath.
Exactly. That's literally what it is. Like, this isn't, as much as we're giving credit to everyone, this isn't rocket science, but this is,
Right.
you got to make these in-game adjustments. And some people don't, or some people are slow to, or they are stubborn and stick to the script and the game plan. And you see them just opening them up because you're talking about stuff that guys are saying they haven't seen before on our team. So, right? So, first and 10 now for the New England 44 after a 3-yard run, followed up by a 10-yard run from Raheem. Say it with me, the dream. Mostert, right?
Man.
So we got a split back shotgun look. 1x2 receiver set. 21 personnel. Patriots back to that 3 high safety look, this time with a safety midfield between, it's almost like a cover 2 shell. That'll be a Tampa 2 look post snap, right? Like, it's like just putting them right there, up there in a cover 2 shell. And so what you're going to have here is Hill's going to motion inside to make that stack with Smythe on the right there. You see that? And Tua, watch this. This is going to be a layered throw to Waddle off the left slot. He's going to run a deep over route, but instead, he's going to have that layered throw, but instead he's going to throw it on the check down to Mostert. And I get it here. Better safe than sorry. Not forcing throws that can create mistakes early on. 6-yard gain.
Exactly.
And I got to say this. Mostert is a bad man at the end here. He's a bad man right there. But he's got the over. He's got the over, but he's like, you know what? It's early in the game. Let's get points. I'm not gonna. And we've seen him make that throw. So let's take what they're giving me. I don't know what they're showing me yet.
Yeah, and I think the reason why Tua just did not pull the trigger on that is because he can clearly see the linebackers underneath drifting in that Tampa coverage, and he knows for a fact when linebackers drift, a running back that leaks out should be open. He just made the right decision, like you said early in the game. First drive, that first 15 is all about execution, all about completion, and he's doing exactly what he needs to do. Mostert threw that man because that man was hanging on for dear life in the sideline, and Mostert was like, "Get off me, kid!
Get off me!
Get off!" But
Scorpion's like, "Get over here." He's like, "Get off me!
Get off me!"
Bro, he's a bad man at the end of that. But I appreciate not forcing anything.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Keep the drive alive.
Exactly. I appreciate that, So, anyways, let's
play 5.
Yeah. We'll play 5 here. I wanted to see if I could fix it, but I guess we're just going to stick with this because it's rolling. All right. So, play 5 right here. We're at 2nd and 4. You got 2 in the pistol right there. 1 receiver to the left, 2 receivers stacked to the right, 21 personnel with Ahmed motioning right at the snap off the right side. Patriots are going to show that variation of the 3 high safety look with a safety midfield between that cover 2 look and going to drop again to like a Tampa 2. And Hill, look at that. Boom. Ooh. It's a little nuanced throws that get me going. But you go back here, Hill's going to drop into a curl in a vacated zone. Tua's going to fire to him instantly for a quick 15-yard pickup as Hill he's going to accelerate instantaneously. I think the play call and the execution right there is really good. You know, they were
Precisely.
really they were keying in on. You could clearly see they're keying in on Smythe, eh? Like they're keying in on the underneath, and they got the curl in the vacated space because you watch it here. Watch, they kind of key in on the right and then Smythe, and he gets that
And,
little.
and from the naked eye, you would assume that this is an easy pitch and catch, but the reality of it is Tua's mechs, his mechanics, right? It's next to exquisite. It's damn near perfect. When you see the play action motion, the feet, the footwork, how he twists his body back into throwing motion and quickly releases that football with a specific type of touch to put it right there and allow Tyreek to do what he does best. It's an underrated play right there for Tua to make because he freezes the defense every time he does those type of mechanics. Man, it's invaluable.
And you notice Ahmed on the motion opened that right up, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Just open that right up, and so did Smythe there. So here we go. We got the next play. 1st and 10. Dolphins 21 personnel, pistol look. 2 receivers stacked to the right of Tua. And you got 1 out to the left. Patriots are going to show cover 6, 4-2. Ahmed motion is going to show them drop into a cover 2, though. As the corner is going to rotate back with the safety crashing up into the coverage on Ahmed out of the backfield. You know, this is technically a forward pass to Ahmed, and you know he's gonna blaze through, show his quick burst acceleration and elusiveness. Gains 19 down to the 4. He's quick when he gets going, man.
Yeah, he is. So it's like man turns the corner, you might as well be like, okay, let me beeline certain angles before I get beat to the end zone.
And good little block there by Waddle, attaboy.
Mm-hmm. Hey, and I'm gonna mention this too, man. That Christian Gonzalez kid is good.
He is good.
He's good, man.
He should have been cooked. He should have been cooked. You know he should have been cooked. He should have been put on the rotisserie, and we gave him a chance to look good. We're the reason. Mistakes, our own mistakes helped him. Helped him. I'm not going to say are the reason why, but helped him. You look good.
No, I agree, but even with that play aside, even if he never got that interception throughout the entire game, I mean the tackling, the pursuit angles, the tight coverage. I was like, man, this kid's actually like, you know, he's arguably the best defensive back that they have already as a rookie when it comes to just coverage and things like that. I think he's gonna be pretty good, man. You know, when it's all said and done. When we get to like year 2 or year 3, I respect that kid, man.
All right, you ready for the Connor show?
Let's see. Let's see it, man.
3rd and goal now after a Mostert gained some yardage on a run, and Izakama lost all that yardage back on a run right after that. 2 in the gun, empty backfield, trips bunch right, 1 receiver to the left with Smythe in the slot. It's a 2-4 cover 6 red zone look for the Patriots. And it's going to be a bad snap by Connor. It's going to throw the play off. Tua is going to lose his footing and throw it away instead of risking losing yardage. Probably knows he can't afford it because Sanders is a kicker like the rest of us. Either way, Sanders is going to kick the field goal and make it 3-0. Can't afford bad snapping like this in a timing-based offense. And
exactly.
I got it in my notes later on, but I'm going to say it now. I'll say it when later on when it pops up in my notes. Listen, not only is this guy a liability, but there's a lot of snaps that aren't fumbles where they're either low or they're like or they're off or they're off to the left. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of times when you look at the God view where Tua's he's not getting snapped at the waist or in the numbers. He's getting snapped off his hip constantly. And in a timing based offense, my friend, you got to clean that up. I just don't think, listen, and I got this in my notes later on too. It's just time to admit some people aren't good snappers. He's not a good snapper, and I don't know if it's going to be cleaned up. I think it's going to be something where he's always going to have this issue as long as he's playing there.
He's an inconsistent snapper, and like how you're saying, when it comes to the timing-based offense, especially right there at the goal line, right? Tua had Waddle open. You know, if that snap hits him in the chest and he gets his footwork right. I put here, he had Waddle, but poor snap led to funky footwork, right? And because of that, that's when you got to say to yourself, damn, I don't think Connor Williams quite understands the
Waddle's
importance.
at the top of the bunch on the right for everyone wondering. Anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, as soon as he gets the snap right there, quick three,
Yeah.
ball,
Yeah.
right there. So
He threw that. He threw a similar pattern like that. The speed out
for
to,
the
Tyreek
touchdown,
for the touchdown later, yeah.
precisely. And that's, I think that's the thing where, because Butch Berry is the offensive line coach, and when it comes to plays like this where there are no mistakes that needs to happen between the quarterback and the center exchange because of how crucial the timing is, I think Butch Berry has to emphasize to Connor Williams on plays like this where timing is everything.
Yeah,
He
'cause that
has to
window's
start
so tight.
focusing.
That window's
Yeah,
so quick there,
exactly.
man. Like,
It's opening and it's closed in like 1 second. So that's literally what it is.
and
So,
my thing too is you've watched Tua since Bama.
yes.
Tua never had snapping issues till this guy arrived.
He struggled. And you know what? What's it? Who was the center that we had to his rookie year? It was Ted Karras, right?
Yeah.
Ted Karras had good shotgun snaps, but when we got in the center, that's when things kind of got funky. Michael Dieter had good under center snaps, but shotgun is like there was always something when it came to the quarterback center exchange because we've never truly had a true center. We just never had one like a Lindenbaum or Creed Humphrey or Garrett Bradbury or Eric McCoy, like guys that played center in college. We never had that. So it's kind of messing with Tua when it comes to that natural relationship between quarterback and center. He's still adapting to a guy that's adapting to center. So it's a transition. So they're still working on it. But Connor Williams has to have a presence of mind in the sense of I got to get this right. If there's anything I got to get right, I got to get this right because the blocking is spectacular. Let's not get it twisted. He is man to man blocking every man in front of him, but the snapping is the issue. And once you correct that, you pretty much have a perfect center. Once he gets that correct. So let Butch Berry work his magic, man.
Let him do his dang, bruh. So, anyways, 3-0 Miami is what it is. So now they get the ball back. It's 2nd and 7 after the Dolphins offense gets the ball back after a fumble forced by Bradley Chubb and recovered by Deshaun Elliott. And this is now 2nd and 7, followed by a 3-yard Raheem the Dream Mostert run to start the drive. Got an empty backfield here for Miami. 2 receivers stacked to the left, 3 split out wide right. New England, they show cover 3. Tua has Berrios, who's going to motion at the snap on the wheel, and he's going to try to go back shoulder towards the sideline where only Braxton can make the play, and they barely miss a connection for a potential first down. Dime on Tua's part when you were going to look at the God view here. He had Mostert on the drag, but I like the Berrios read. I'm going to show him the God view here. I like the read here, the throw, the thought process a lot better. Look at, gotta have
really
that.
good throw.
You gotta
really
have
good
that,
throw,
bro. So you can see when we go back to the sideline view here, you've got that drag from Mostert, but again, I like the read, the throw, and the thought process here, bro. And Berrios should have had it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, and when it comes to the timing, that's actually the correct throw. Obviously, you can look at the right side of that formation and see Tyreek on a wheel route. But again, the coverage is cover 3, meaning that the third cornerback more than likely erases that wheel route. But the defense kind of goes with the man coverage concept, almost like a catch concept. So that wheel route did come open.
Looking at the drag. I'm looking at the drag with Mostert.
Where is Mostert?
Most
Oh, at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah,
Okay,
if you watch them,
yeah,
just look at the cushion here, and then they're coming up. So you know you're gonna have the underneath off the snap, right? So you know you're gonna have that. That's what I'm talking. I'm talking about you got the drag, but I like the thought process and the read and the throw here on Braxton because it's all on point. Braxton should have made that. I think Braxton will make that catch. That's just about them continuing to work better. But that's a timing.
Yeah.
That's a timing throw and catch, like you said.
Braxton makes that reception. Like he normally comes down with that.
Look at that.
It's right there.
Like that's right there, man.
It's right there. And I will say too, man, what I liked about this play, if you get back to the God view, our 2 tackles, great hands by Kendall Lamb and great feet by Austin Jackson on this play. Kendall Lamb to the left right there, great hand move right there to slap down a potential bull rush and engage to make sure he doesn't get through. And then look at Austin Jackson.
The inside, right? Didn't give that inside up with the feet.
The footwork to look at that transition right there.
Yeah. Got right in front of him. Yeah.
I don't know who worked on Austin Jackson this offseason, but amen to that man that got through. Because Austin Jackson is playing like a completely different human being for the man.
Paying like a man that needs to get paid is what he's playing like.
that could be the case, right? But that was outstanding footwork by Austin Jackson to recover.
Yeah, it was. Didn't give up the inside, then swung his body with some great footwork right in front to just sustain him and stop the drive. That was good work. All right, 3rd and 7 now, 2 in the gun. Moser to his left, 11 personnel. Tyreek. He's going to motion from the left to the right to make it a 1-by-3 look for the offense at the snap. You see the Patriots, they're going to drop to a cover 3 zone at the snap. And Tyreek right here, he's going to curl in at the top of his stem, and Tua hits him for 8 yards to move the chains, baby.
Perfect timing. It's unguardable, right? That's unguardable. When you have timing like that, it's unguardable. And
when you got him getting that acceleration,
free release,
and that free release, man, holy,
unguardable, perfect timing. And I'll give New England credit right here when you get to the God view. The stunt by New England's front right there. If Tua did not have the perfect timing on this,
he's done.
It's a sack. Yeah, it's a sack. It's a big loss. So just like that, man. It's a game of inches, man. It's a game of timing. So.
Oh, did you see that? I mean, I don't know if you saw. Did you see my recap show? Did you happen to catch it? Because I know you're a busy man.
For yesterday.
Yeah.
I caught most of it. Yeah. What happened?
Okay. Did you see his average when you averaged out his time to throw? It was about 1.98 seconds from PFF. When he was kept clean, it was 1.75 seconds. When he was under pressure, about 3.02 seconds.
Wow. That's outstanding, man.
So people, Tua not only makes his receivers look better because I don't want to hear it's the weapons because why is Tyreek doing things with Tua that he never did with Mahomes?
Say that.
I don't want to hear that. And yet he's even helping his offensive line look better. Over 400 in the room, smash that like button, subscribe for news. So he's helping that's what great players do. They make all the players around them better. And we're seeing with good coaching and elevated quarterback play, even the offensive line's looking better this year. So, he's playing I'm not saying he's playing a massive role, but he's playing a role in that too, right?
Significant.
All right. 1st and 10 now at the New England 49 after 3-yard Moser run was followed up by a 10-yard Ahmed run. Tua, he's in the gun. Ahmed to his left, 11 personnel. 1 receiver split out to the left, 2 stacked to the right. Patriots are going to drop to a cover 3 shell. Tua's going to fake the handoff, and then he's going to hit Waddle right underneath the corner, giving a massive cushion here. He's massaging the cushion. On the 10-yard dig, Waddle gets an extra 5 after the catch for good measure. And the one thing I like it here about this is to bring it back here. if you play off as a defender with that speed, they'll burn you underneath, and you better contain the yak. You know what I mean?
Mm, that is outstanding. That is outstanding. I put here perfect read, perfect throw. Perfect read,
Go
perfect
quick
throw.
with it.
And what we have to start realizing is when Tua gets into his play action bag, look at how he just completely sells the play action. I mean,
Yeah.
footwork, body, eye discipline, and then just flips his hips perfectly into the place that he needs to be in to deliver that football in on time, in stride. That hit Tyreek. That hit Jalen Waddle in the face mask, bro. Perfect, perfect throw.
And
Perfect
how
pass.
many times have we already seen? We are 10 plays in, and Jelani Tavai, the linebacker, has
Hmm.
basically been either caught flat-footed or with his foot in quicksand because of Tua here,
He
right?
wasn't ready.
And
Right.
again, look at ready. Watch him again. Drops back. Oh no, I gave the underneath up. I bit too
That is
hard. Right?
just
He gets these people. It's false stepping up.
look at Tua's feet though, man. Look at his feet, his body, his movement, his posture, his mechanics. I mean, it's just you it's damn near flawless. You know what when you think about it, man.
He's a beast.
So I don't know what else people can really look at. Look at that.
Just sold
Look
him.
at that.
That linebacker, Tavai's getting cooked.
They're not ready for that, man. When somebody can execute the play, and especially when the run game is working, when someone can execute a play action pass to perfection, everything kind of opens up right here. So perfect.
All right, let's keep it going here. 1st and 18 after 3-yard Ahmed run is nullified by an Isaiah Wynn legal block above the waist. So we got Tua in the gun here. Ahmed to his left, 2 wide receivers out to the left, 2 to the right, doubles set, and 11 personnel. Patriots are going to show quarters, and they'll drop to a double robber look post snap.
Mm.
And we see it here. Tua's going to look off and pump. Watch Berrios, because he's going to look off and pump Berrios' speed out and drop a dime to Hill on the corner route, but it's a little too much on it, and Hill catches it out of bounds incomplete. But good usage of the high-low stuff, man.
Yes. That's like a palm concept, like a palm tree.
Yeah.
When you got 2 round outs and then 2 big outs by the other receivers. But the cornerback at the top of the screen, Jones, he played both routes very well. He kind of gave the impression he was going to jump that underneath out, and just recovered and played Tyreek Hill's out very well. So just a great play by New England's defense.
Yeah, it is. Man, you wish you would have had this one, eh? Because he dropped.
Yeah, it would have been an excellent grab.
Oof.
Excellent grab. If he had more room right there.
Or if he was a better receiver with more legs, right?
But that actually might be something Mike McDaniel might revisit again when you see, because they were basically on were they on the left hash or the right hash on that?
They were left hash.
Left hash. So let's say for instance you're running the same route concept, right? Mm-hmm. You're running the two outs, 1 under, 1 over, and the 2 outs, 1 under, 1 over both sides. If you're on the left hash, that means the right hash concept, you got more room to work with, so they can line up regular. But when you're on the closer hash, now you can kind of retool that and tell the wide receivers on that side to kind of cheat in just a little bit to get that much more room to allow Tua to work that concept a little better. You know what I mean? So that might be something that they can tweak, when they see the film like this.
2nd and 19, now 2 in the gun. Ahmed to his left. 1-by-2 receiver set with England split wide left. 21 personnel with Hill motioning out right. Patriots are going to show quarters again here. Screen to Waddle on this play. If Hill lands a block on
Right.
25, then Waddle is probably gone.
He's
Look at
gone.
that.
Yeah.
Come on.
He's gone.
Bad effort.
He's
But the
gone.
shoelace tackle trips him up. Great job by the O-line, I thought, here.
Perfect.
You look at Connor's going to be looking for work while Hunt and AJ clear it out, basically.
It's just a perfect call.
You know, it's going to bite them in the ass.
play-
What did I tell them, Martin? I said, if you're not going to sign Wilkins, take care of Robert Hunt. And 2 games in, I'm already seeing Hunt's going to be asking for double digits next year, bro. Like
Robert Hunt is looking like an all-pro this year. And you mentioned this reason when we initially transitioned him from right tackle to right guard. Like you said,
I said when we drafted him. I said when we drafted him in my initial draft analysis on the Tuesday night panel, I said he can be people have him as a right tackle, but I think he can be an all-pro right guard at the next level.
And first 2 games, man, the execution, the dominance, and the run game as well. This was a perfect play call. Excellent play design as far as using that motion to throw off the defense. And Waddle just slipped right there. Hey, look, I'll tell you right now. Obviously, Tyreek Hill has to make that block. We need better effort. But look at what Butch Berry. If you all really look at Butch Berry's influence, look at Robert Hunt and look at Austin Jackson in sync. I mean that is perfect synchronization and cohesiveness. We talk about guards and tackles
Tyreek
doing
knew
the
it was
exact
him.
same thing.
Well, and everyone,
I know.
Watch Tyreek right here. Tyreek, you watch his head and then watch what he does. Tyreek,
Damn.
right here. Ready? He bats himself. He says,
exactly.
I lay that with
Exactly. So that's another something that he needs to, you got to figure out.
So after a neutral zone infraction by New England, followed by a 2-yard Ahmed run and a Moser 8-yard touchdown run, it's now 10-0 Miami. So it's still 10-0 after New England punts. 2nd and 7 after Moser 3-yard run starts to drive, 2 in the gun. Moser to his left, 21 personnel. 1-by-2 receiver set. Patriots are going to show that 3 safety quarters look with Duggar creeping up and then moving Peppers up into a cover 3 robber look. Looks like Tyreek is running out a dagger and Tua throws it like the curl earlier. It looks like a miscommunication. Yeah.
I think, like how you're saying, miscommunication, and more specifically, I think Tyreek Hill just drifted. He just drifted a little too far inside.
See the snap too? Listen, I know it's look Well, I froze where he catches the snap. Watch where he catches the snap. Look where he catches the snap.
Yeah. And that can throw off some timing too.
Like there's stuff that isn't fumbles. There's stuff that isn't fumbles that still affects the timing offense that Connor snapping. That's what people need to realize. It's not just black and white with fumbles, right? So
that's true.
3rd and 7 now. Tyreek motions to the right side, 2 in the gun. Moser to his left, 11 personnel, 1-by-3 wide receiver set. Patriots are going to show cover 6 and 2-4 look. Tua's going to look off the right side, then the safety, and he's going to ID the one-on-one versus Waddle and Miles Bryant on the go route. Tua doesn't get enough under it, or Jalen's probably gone here. Again, you got to step through and drive the ball, brother. You got to step through and drive the ball again with that casual Curry. Watch your release, and this is going to lead to a Dolphins punt. But look at the head work, froze everyone and moved everyone the way he wanted them to. And he just didn't get enough mustard on it, because when you really see the back foot and the Curry casual watch your shot is every time when you watch this throw in the God view, watch. Tell me you don't see it. Right in the God view. Watch. Ready? There. Look.
Yeah, nah. That's not the throw.
You know, you can see the follow through.
It was the perfect read, but a piss poor
throw. He used his head well and everything, and
I mean, everything was perfect, but he has to drive the football. He has to launch that out there for his speed demons, meaning Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. They have enough speed to catch up to your throws if you just launch it out there for them. Like you're saying, that casual Curry,
The
That's actually
casual
hilarious,
furry.
bro.
That's what we're gonna
That's
call it. The casual
that's
furry.
hilarious, bro. But even so, that could have been called a pass interference because clearly the defensive back was not looking at the football. But in order to avoid anything, man, Tua just has to, like you're saying, stop
Put it there.
throwing the football off your back foot, lean into it. He had plenty of time. He had plenty of room. Man, launch that thing
And I
down
do
that
agree with
sideline
it.
and let him go after it.
And when you freeze frame it there, you can see the arm across the chest, back to
Yeah,
the
that's
football.
PI.
And
That was all PI.
I said this while we were live, bro. I said, listen, here's the deal. Okay, if that Xavier Howard call was a hold or whatever, this was a PI.
Yeah, that's for sure.
You know,
That's for sure. But they pick and choose, man. You know, they pick and choose. But you never want to put the game in the hands of referees. That's Jimmy Johnson saying from
I agree.
University of Miami to the '80s, all the way through to Dallas Cowboys in the '90s. Man, just beat the guy in front of you. You know, and Tua got to make that throw for sure.
Yeah. All right. So we've got.
By the way, reason that the screen is zoomed in.
I know.
A couple. Okay.
Yeah. It's the same. It's the same. It's just it enlarged. It took over the screen.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. So, anyways, StreamYard's being weird tonight, man. Like I'm having to do this. It's just being weird tonight. So
yeah.
First and 10 now after the Patriots make it 10-3. Tua, he's in the pistol, 3-by-1 receiver look with trips left, 11 personnel. Patriots are in quarters. They're going to rotate to cover one man with Ahmed's motion. And Tua's going to hit Ahmed on the swing route out of the backfield for an easy 5-yard pickup off the motion right there. Just trying to use speed and just trying to eat the yards up. Because that's really what you see over the next two plays, right? Because good protection there. They swing it out. But then we go to this next play here on 2nd and 5 with Tua in the gun and Ahmed to his left right here. And you got two receivers stacked to the left, two stacked to the right, double stacks, 11 personnel for Miami. Cover 6-2-4 for the Patriots. Berrios is going to motion to that right. We're already seeing it right there. And they again take Ahmed on the swing out of the backfield for a 4-yard gain. They're trying to it's like it feels like they're eating up yards, but they're setting you up for something. You know what I mean? Like that's what it feels like. They're setting you up, they're setting up keys for later on, whether now or later in the game when it matters. But just trying to use Ahmed's speed, get him to the edge as quick as possible, Martin.
And honestly, this is no different than the first 15 plays of the drive. And I think I tell you this all the time, Reed. There's 4 drives in the game that you want to execute at your highest level, which is the first 15 out the gate, the 2-minute offense before the half, the adjustment offense after halftime, and the 4-minute to 2-minute offense to try to win the game. You know, and Tua consistently puts these drives together and just takes what the defense gives him and just executes at a high level, man. And like you just said, they're setting you up for something else. Clearly.
Yeah. So again, we got a 1st and 10 after Mostert converts the third down. It was a 3rd and 1 with a 6-yard run. You got 2 in the gun. You got Mostert to his left, a 1-by-3 receiver look for the offense, 11 personnel. Patriots going to drop to cover 3 here after showing blitz. And brother, Tua is going to drop a dime to Craycraft off the slant with Bentley caught flat-footed hanging underneath the route. And this is what they were setting up. This is what they were setting up, right? Like we just showed you those Ahmed back-to-back for this. I want y'all to watch Bentley here. He is honoring out of the backfield, right? Those swings to Ahmed on this drive kept him too honest on Mostert when he already had help that way. And this is going to turn into a 22-yard gain, but you can tell those swing routes with Mostert there. I mean, look at right there. Look at, see? If you watch him at the beginning, you see the false step he takes? Watch his hips.
They bit.
Right there. He bit. Look, both, right? But you've got help. So what do you know? What are you doing, right? You've got help. You got your man there. So
Mhm.
now he's flat-footed, window open, Tua IDs on the money, baby. Like
Yeah,
that's it.
man.
Don't ever tell me Tua can't read a defense.
Nah,
Like,
I mean that's old news. We know Tua can read defenses. The only
look at
thing
that
is,
window. Look at the window. You got to read where that
mhm,
window's gonna be. Like, my
right.
God,
Look,
it's
man,
triangle
this play
coverage
was
right below it.
hilarious.
Yeah.
It was a perfect read, perfect throw, and Bentley was not ready.
No, he was not ready
he
at
was
all.
he was not ready,
Not
man.
ready.
And again, Tua's mechanic shows up again on this play where he just forces defense to read his body language and gotcha. You know, it's he's a professor, man. Tua got his PhD, bro.
9 receivers targeted, 6 of them over 20 yards receiving, and 5 of them over 25 yards receiving. When they take
Come
away the
on,
most
man.
explosive weapon, don't tell me Tyreek and Waddle make this man. Tua make the man, baby. Shut up. You like that, huh? Shout
I hear
out.
it. Mhm.
I gotta shut him out here. Shout out to Glenn. I just got a PayPal donation. Glenn Hare, $44.95 donation. Appreciate you, Glenn Hare, for supporting the channel and what we do over here, man. No message attached to the PayPal donation, just a straight PayPal donation. So
Mhm.
appreciate you, sir. All right, now 1st and 10, 2 in the gun. Moser to his left, 2x2 doubles, wide receiver set. 11 personnel. Patriots going to shift from a quarters pre-snap look to more of a Tampa 2 post-snap look. And 2 is going to take Smythe on the speed out here for the 6-yard gain. But my Lord, was Barrios,
Yeah.
and Craycraft ever clear out that space for Mostert
Mhm.
on the left side, eh? Like,
Mhm. Mhm.
watch the drop back. Now I know, he's making his read here, but look at
Yeah.
this space cleared out for
I know.
Mostert. Oh,
I know.
and I
I
get it.
know.
You're probably thinking to yourself, hey, we've gone to that side so many times. Let's flip it. But
Mm.
my Lord, was the
Well,
space cleared out
well,
for Raheem Mostert. You wish
I
that's where you
agree.
wish they had
Mm.
A-Chain on the field and Tua made the read and they got
Mm.
the ball in A-Chain's hands.
That's
Holy.
a great
I'm
point
running
too,
this
man.
again with A-Chain. I'm running
Mm.
this again. I'm saying, okay, if we set him up with that stuff, look at this, man.
AKA get 25.
Holy. This is something
AKA
you come
get
back to, I
25
think.
easy.
This drive
Mm.
has a sequence we've just gone over where I think you come back to, bro.
For sure. For sure. And anything that you can clearly see has a mind of its own as far as it works. Man, you have to revisit it. But I think in this case for Tua, I think this is more so right read, right throw based off of leverage. You know, the guy guarding Durham Smythe is playing like 10 yards off,
Yeah, yeah,
where
yeah.
the guy that's supposed to be guarding Raheem Mostert is near the line of scrimmage. So he knows he has those both underneath, but I think he just chose like, okay, that guy's playing off of Durham. Let me just get it in
Yeah,
his
yeah.
direction. So yeah,
Get the
it
quick
was a
hitter
clean read.
underneath. Take the
Mhm.
quick hitter underneath.
Keep the drive alive.
So 2nd and 4 after that 6-yard Smythe pickup. 2 in the gun. Moser to his right. 2x2 doubles. Wide receiver set. Got 11 personnel here. Patriots are in cover 2, man. 2 is going to drop an absolute dime to Craycraft on the slant. A Sean
Mhm.
Wade's jam on Barrios is going to open up the window and Tua threads it. Whoo! Great read and anticipation. I mean, high level processor here. I want people to realize, watch the jam, and oh my God, he's thinking to himself, if this guy presses at the line, that window is open. And look at this. Boom, there it is. Like,
Mm.
that's good stuff, bro. That is
Mhm.
good stuff, man. Like,
He's threading needles, man. Keyhole.
yeah, that's a keyhole accuracy, right? Yeah. Oof.
Boom.
Oof.
Unguardable.
But just
It's
the
unguardable.
anticipation that jam is going to open that window that quickly and to time that
True.
so perfectly.
True.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what he reads.
Wow.
He read that the jam is going to open the window, and look at
Wow.
that turned Sean back. That's what I have in my notes. Like, this is high level processing, man. Like,
For
you're
sure.
you're
Yeah.
anticipating that window, throwing that window, and seeing that jam opens up that window. And look
Yes.
at if Sean Wade doesn't jam here, that window's not there.
Yeah,
If there's
and
no
and
jam
and,
here and he backpedals, window's not there.
and people are still going to be reluctant to
That's
have Tua in
ridiculous.
the name of Peyton Manning and Drew Brees, but that is Peyton Manning, Drew Brees level of
You know what I
process.
call this?
You
This is
know.
a nuanced
Mm-hmm.
throw. This is a nuanced
Mm-hmm.
throw right here, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the
Yeah,
understand.
his read was a slot, and as soon as the slot made his contact with the slot receiver, he already knew, okay, ball out right there.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is how like you just mentioned, high level processing right there to know what you're looking for.
This is the
That's
stuff
nuance.
that gets me giddy at night, brother.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh. All right, you ready for an absolute time? So
Let's
it's
get this.
1st and 10, and we're ready for some fire. Tua in the gun, 1x3 was set with a stack in the right slot, 11 personnel. Quarters for New England here. Hill is going to motion. Barrows is going to run like it's almost like a sluggo, and he's going to like whip it off the slant
Mm-hmm.
go. And the coverage just stays on top of him. And there's a man over top, but Tua drops an absolute incredible dime in between the defenders that brings Barrios down to the 2-yard line. What a big boy throw. And are you
Perfect.
ready for story time with Reason, baby?
Go ahead, man.
Tua's throw here to Braxton Berrios had a completion probability of 29.3%. That's
Mm.
the 20th lowest probability on a completion this year. And Tua,
Mm.
guess what? He also had the 7th least likely completion at 21.3% with that 47-yard strike to Tyreek Hill in week 1. But this is a 29.3 and that's according to next gen stats. That's
Mm-hmm.
NFL's next gen stats. Look at that. Less than
Mm-hmm.
a third percent of a third chance of making
And,
that
and
drop the dime.
and if we can digest this play a little bit more, right? Look at the route concept. You got 2 vertical routes, and then that route by Braxton Berrios, right? If I'm Mike McDaniel, I'm running 2 post routes, one across the field to the front pylon, and one across the field to the back pylon to clear out that entire right side of the field. And I would have Braxton Berrios run that whip route full all the way to the sideline and then wheel it up. And I guarantee you that cornerback is going to break on that whip route. And then once he makes that move to go up the field, it should be a walk. It should
What
be a
is it
walk-in
though?
touchdown.
It's like a sluggo whip. I don't know what it is because look at he
Yeah.
whips it, but then it's like a sluggo because he goes. It's like a whip and
Yeah,
go.
that's that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's a slant whip go,
Yeah.
slant whip go.
Yeah.
And again, I think it would work best if that whip route is pushed further towards the sideline. Then
Well,
you
this is what
wheel
we're
it up.
talking about. Well,
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, it's a good call because you're from the far hash, right? If you're in the close
Exactly.
hash, you can't make this play. What a throw by Tua.
Exactly.
He back-footed this dive. Watch him
I
throw
know.
this dive, bro. He back-foots it. Look at this. Ready? Watch. So casual,
Wow.
bro, and just
Mhm.
drops it there. Oh my
The
god.
the footwork and the pocket presence
And the
combined
God.
like Kirby. This is like a Kirby combination of
And look
footwork and pocket
again,
presence. Look at that.
oof,
Boom. Dime.
poetry in motion, baby.
It's different.
Man, I
Mhm.
wish Braxton finished that. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey,
All right.
big play though.
1st and goal, for Miami now. Trips bunch to the left of Tua, who's in the gun with an empty backfield, and Hill to the right, 11 personnel. Patriots are like a cover 0 man look. Trips bunch to the left of Tua. Go ahead.
Damn.
What?
Nah, my bad. I just seen something in my notes for that previous play in the God view for the offensive line.
Bring it back. It's right
Robert
here.
Hunt. Robert Hunt, ladies and gentlemen. Look at what Robert Hunt does on this play, real quick.
Takes on 2 men.
But you see that right
How
there?
clean, how clean with that transition to the next man.
That veteran arm hook.
And allows Connor to pick up the stunt.
That is quintessential
Look, here
Teron
comes the stunt.
Armstead. That's Armstead being influenced in Robert Hunt's technique. Armstead does that all the time and
And if he
never
doesn't,
gets called. Mhm.
look, that stunt Connor has to keep helping, and that stunt comes free.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
mean,
That's the
bro.
Teron Armstead effect right there. That's the Teron Armstead effect right there. That arm hook is a veteran move that he knows will almost never get called because of how bundled the whole blocking sequence is. And I guarantee you, Teron Armstead is the one that dropped the key on him right there, and he used it perfectly on that play. So that was something that caught my eye. Like, wow, that's the significance of Teron Armstead. Even when he's not playing, he's still playing. Through the players that are on the field.
Yeah.
So that was just one thing I caught.
So what? That's 2 big plays now we've seen from Hunt, right?
Hunter, like
What was that other play? What was
predicted,
the other play we just
all
talked
pro.
about? What was that other play we just talked
With Hunt, the play that he made,
about?
I think it was like the screenplay, right, or the
Was it
the
the screenplay?
screenplay to Waddle. Or, hold on, what was the play that Hunt made before that stood out? It might have been the screen. It might have been the screenplay, if I'm not mistaken.
What number was that?
What number? 12, number 12, I think.
Okay. All right. Let's keep it
Mhm.
rolling here. Hold on, let me just. Yeah. All right. So continuing on here now, after Martin brought us back,
I had to do it.
I had to point it out. It was a good point. Hey, I ain't gonna talk. I ain't gonna knock it. So now it's 1st and goal for Miami. It was that trips bunch to the left, Tua in the gun, empty backfield, that covered 0 look. And Tua's just going to take Hill on that quick speed out. This is kind of what we were talking about earlier, guys, when
Yep.
we waddled that speed out and the bad snap and Tua slipped. Now
Yes.
they ran almost a similar concept right here. And
But perfect timing.
you see how quickly and how much this play depended on the timing, right? And
hmm
boom, boom.
hmm And it's literally that's exactly what it is.
Because you only
It's
get
the
that
timing.
window. You only get that window.
Exactly.
You're hoping that clear out comes to Smythe, which it does, but it's only going to be so long until that defender because the space is so tight where they can move on that. So,
But this is why that snap is so important. 1 split second late,
yeah,
Gonzalez is either blowing up Tyreek Hill or intercepting that for a pick six, 99 yards.
yeah.
So you have to have perfect snaps to execute the perfect timing that's needed to score those type of touchdowns. So
What I love, bro, automatic and so efficient in the first half. That was the last place of the play of the first half for the offense.
yes,
17-3 before the
yes.
end of the half. We just looked so automatic and so efficient. Now let's get into that second half where it's a little bit of a different tale. We're going to start off here on 3rd and 9 after a 3-yard Moster run is nullified by a 2-yard Jalen Waddle loss. 2 is in the gun here. Split back look. We're into the second half now, 3rd quarter. 2 wide receivers stacked to the right, 1 to the left, 11 personnel. Cover 2 for the Patriots. They're going to drop to more of a cover 3 look here. And 2 is going to be flushed out to his right. And Judon's going to spin off Austin Jackson with a great counter move. He's being arced out for sacks at the end of the drive. But when you look at the God view, Josh Uche absolutely dominates Connor Williams up the middle right here. Like, just gives him the lunch. Whoop! Just out of my way and flushed Tua out right into the waiting arms. And I mean, Judon was being arced out wide. He just had a really great counter move. And then when the pressure from the middle came up, Tua just went into it. I mean, what can you do there, right?
And that was literally a coverage sack too. Everything on the back end was just too tight for Tua to make an efficient throw.
But I want you to know, Uche with one arm moved him. Like, watch Uche. He's holding him off and just moves, using one arm to hold off and the other arm to move him. That's crazy.
That's great technique too.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Connor Williams just lost that rep flat out.
Yeah. Did he ever? So Dolphins have to punt now, right? So after the Patriots then have to punt themselves, Miami gets the ball back, 1st and 10 on their own 8. 2 in the pistol, 21 personnel, 1 wide receiver to each side. Cover 3 deep for the Patriots, but they'll rotate to a cover 1 robber. Tua is going to fake the handoff here, and he's going to hit Smythe as he comes out of the backfield on the wheel for 9 yards and some breathing room. How many times are we going to see this play, Martin? We saw it a few times.
Mm-hmm.
They love it.
It kind of feels like it's a design play too, because everybody else in the route concept, they're not really doing much for getting in the way.
Yeah.
You know, it feels like that play was specifically designed for Durham Smythe backed up on the goal line like that.
Well, and we see it a couple times throughout the game, right? They
correct.
Love that.
Yeah. Between Smythe and Ahmed.
Yeah. 2nd and 1, 2 in the gun, 11 personnel, empty backfield, 2-by-1 set for Miami. Cover 1 press for the Patriots pre-snap. They'll rotate to Tampa 2. 2 is going to have Tyreek on the quick slant. He's going to hit him instantly for another quick 9-yard pickup. But I think Tyreek needs to go north-south here, not east-west, my friend. Take what they give you.
No, I agree, but I'm a big proponent of, as far as coaching points, make a catch, get north and south. Once you get the first down, get busy, like what Tyreek is doing right there, right? So as soon as he caught the football, he knows he has the first down. That was just more so him putting some sauce on it. You know what I mean? That was that's just a special play by Tyreek.
I don't need putting some sauce on it. I don't need a Gardner. I didn't need a Tyreek.
He just look. That was an electric play by Tyreek Hill to make that spin move. Yeah. But I'm a big proponent of, when you catch the football and you haven't gotten the first down, north and south. Get as many yards as you can to get past that first down, and then you can do whatever you want as far as making.
I just want all the yardage, and there was more yardage north-south than there was east-west there, I felt.
True. That's true.
3rd and 3 here after a Moser run goes nowhere, followed by Izakama gaining 7 on the ground. You see 2 in the gun there. A Moser to his right, 2-by-2 receiver set for Miami, who's 11 personnel. Cover 2 for New England, but they dropped to Tampa 2 at the at the snap. And Tua, he is going to – I want everyone to watch Matt Judon here, number 9, with the red arms. He's going to drop back here, and Tua's going to dart a short dime on the short hitch, even with Judon back in coverage. And Judon's even going to open up towards Tyreek like he's expecting it. He's going to bail off Smythe because he knows he has help. And it's a short throw, but it's a big boy throw nonetheless. Like, right. You have to be perfect here with a really short window to fit it in. And he does. Unreal right here. Look at that. I mean, Judon was open to it the whole time he dropped back. I'm going to play it back. Watch Judon, because you all know where he is right now. You see him there. You see him right there, number 9. Watch his hips the whole time. I mean, he's on Smythe, but he knows he has help with the drop right there. He's open to Hill the whole time, and
he's right on him.
Charged it, man. Like, what a throw. And, again, another bad snap here. I noticed that isn't a fumble, but it's either low or off to one side that Tua has to handle. Watch. Look at the snap. That's not a good snap. Like,
it's not the best snap. I agree.
It just he's constantly off. Like, but anyways, go ahead. What do you got to say, bro? Sorry.
No, I was going to say Judon is an underrated cover guy. You know, as great as he is as a pass rusher, they put him a lot in situations to drop back and get in.
He read it the whole way.
And he did that on Tyreek Hill and a play a little bit later against Jalen Waddle. He's literally right on our fastest players. Like he's an excellent athlete, man, for his size, bro. Yeah. But key hole accuracy by Tua right here on this play. He couldn't have put the ball anywhere else. Yeah, that's exactly where it needs to be.
Agreed.
Boom, right there, first down.
Money looked like money to me.
Looked like money to me.
2nd and 11 after Izakama loses 1. And you got 2 in the gun with Ingold going to be motioning out from the right to the left slot inside of Waddle. And you're going to have another 3 receivers split right with an empty backfield. Cover 1 press for the Patriots. And right you're going to see here is Tua, if you look at Tyreek at the top, Tua's going to read the defender over top of Tyreek, and he's going to see Smythe right here that his seam shot isn't there initially. So he's going to come back to one-on-one matchup at the bottom of the screen for Waddle down at the left boundary, and he's going to throw a beauty ball to Waddle on the go route right over the defender that Jalen jumps up and gets. Big 32-yard gain, big catch and play. Now, he could have hit him in stride, and he could still be running, but even still, he still put that ball in a spot where Jalen could make a play on the defender, who again didn't even turn their back.
Right. That's a heck of a release by Jalen Waddle off the line of scrimmage too. Yeah. But like you said, that could have not easily, but that could have potentially been a big play for a touchdown. And Tua on his deep throws, I don't know if he's trying to make perfect passes all the time, but he has to try to overthrow his receivers every now and then to allow them to take it to that next gear, because they all got it. Tyreek has the extra gear. Waddle has the extra gear. Dare I say, Braxton Berrios could have an extra gear if you put him in that situation. Man, lay that ball out there, man. Let those guys go and get it and put it in the spot for them to make a play on the football. But regardless, it was still a positive play. So, it's a good play by Tua.
I want everyone to watch the end of this play on the right sideline. And who do you see clapping right there?
Who's clapping?
Eichenberg sighting. Left bench, baby, while the offense is out there.
Lord.
There he is clapping.
That's cold, Reason. That's cold.
Oh my god.
But at the very least, we see Eichenberg is still engaged, which is important, because who knows what's going to happen if anybody goes down. He has to be ready, and that's a positive sign. Yeah.
After A-Chain makes his first pro run to pick up 5 and then follows it up with a 6-yard run that's washed out by an Austin Jackson hold, it's 2nd and 15 from the New England 35. 2 in the gun, A-Chain to his right, 1 receiver to the left, 2 stacked to the right, 21 personnel, cover 4 for the Patriots, and Tua, he's going to take A-Chain out of the backfield for the short 4-yard gain. Only other read was Ingold underneath here. Good deep coverage, and they took away the top, I thought, pretty much.
Yeah, that was a good read by Tua to get it to A-Chain. And this is great protection by the offensive line. Shout out to Austin Jackson, ladies and gentlemen, man. He just he's figured it out.
Meaner than he's ever looked too.
He's figured it out. Even when they get the best of him in power rush or hand fighting. Yeah. I mean, it's clicking now. He's recovering. He's getting into position where he's going to maintain the block for an extra 1.5, 2 seconds. It's
which
vital.
Means the world, right?
Yes, it's vital.
Yeah. All right, 3rd and 11, 2 in the gun. Mozart motioning to his left side. 3-by-1 receiver set. We got 11 personnel. Cover 3 for the Patriots. Now, Tua is going to see here, because you see the pressure. He's going to think pressure is coming up the middle.
They show it.
Right? Because they're showing it right here, right? And so he's thinking that middle of the field space is going to be vacated. And you got Izakama at the top of your screen here. And he's going to come across on a slant. Tua's going to think he has that, but at the last second, watch Duggar. He's going to drop back into his hole. He's going to be able to get a hand on it and break it up right there at the last second. Great play by Kyle Duggar, man, right there on that. Yeah, I mean, you can see to his thought process. You can understand what he has here. And this is going to bring up a 4th and 11, which leads to a blocked Jason Sanders field goal.
Damn.
So,
yeah, like you said, man, great play by Kyle Duggar. He gave the impression he was going to blitz. It was a bluff blitz. Yeah. And literally, there's nothing you can do about this, man. Tua made the right read. He made the right throw. But again, just a great delay by Duggar.
But what I don't like, bro, more points left on the board. This offense both weeks in a row has left more points on has left a lot of points on the board.
I agree, man. So, this could have easily been a 35, 40-point game if it went the right way. So
agreed. All right, after an amazing effort on an interception by Xavier Howard, the Dolphins offense gets the ball back at their own 3 with the chance to really put a stranglehold on the game. So it's 1st and 10, 2 in the pistol. You got Hill out to the right, Waddle out to the left, 21 personnel. Ingles going to motion out to the left. Patriots are going to drop to cover 2 man. 2 is going to have Waddle on the slant. And this is a concentration drop, and this was a big moment in the game when, it's 17-3 here. And, you hit this, you're converting that first. And I know something you've always talked about with Waddle are his concentration drops. We saw that great catch early, and then we saw a throw he's usually money on. The back shoulder throw in stride, and he doesn't make the play, bro.
Yeah. And again, once he breaks through, no different than Austin Jackson breaking through it as a blocker. Once Waddle breaks through that threshold, as far as concentration catches, making sure your eyes are on the football the entire way through. It's going to get scary because these plays right here can turn into boom. I'm going another 10, 15 yards up the field, north and south.
Yeah. Instead, it almost gets tipped up, and if the wrong person's there at the right time, that's not a good situation.
Right.
So now we're going to show you why that mattered, because it's 3rd and 7 after 2-yard Mostert run on 2nd down. Got 2 in the gun, 11 personnel. Mostert split out wide left in the backfield. 1-by-3 receiver set. Cover 1 man for New England. Hill's going to motion, making the stack a trips bunch on the right. And Tua is going to see the one-on-one matchup with Hill and Gonzalez on the slant. Likes it, targets it, and to be honest, Gonzalez was a little, little handsy and helps Tyreek lose his balance right there.
I agree.
Incomplete, and the Dolphins have to punt, but, this would have been a 2nd down play at worst instead of a 3rd down play and further up the field if Waddle catches a slant.
I agree. And a couple things on this play. I thought it was really a sloppy route concept. Nobody really ran a precise route. Everybody was pretty much just, dragging. Kind of looked like they were just dragging along, doing their own thing.
Yeah.
But even outside of that, like you said, Gonzalez, pretty handsy, got a little physical. But that's actually a good thing to see out of him. Against a top tier receiver like
he's
Tyreek
already getting
Hill.
away with that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. He almost no different than Charles Gardner.
It's not a good thing for us. That's not a good thing.
I agree, but I still like watching good players, perform against us, so we can learn from it. We can get better from it. No different than us wanting to watch Aaron Rodgers play against us. We would have gotten better as a team if we go up against a player like that. Yeah. So I'm looking at Gonzalez, man. He's a solid rookie, man. He's a solid rookie. But the route concept here, a little too sloppy. Nobody was really open, and just a wasted play if you ask me.
Yeah. Just a wasted play, and here it is one more time. Little handsy.
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah. Hey, kudos to you learning how to do it young already, kid. Playing like a vet.
I'm telling you, man. I think he's going to be a top.
He runs a 4.38. He runs a 4.38.
Yeah, I think he's going to be rated the top rookie cornerback in the league.
Another Oregon guy. Shout out to Javon Holland, man. And we brought Verone McKinley back today, too. I don't know if you saw that. So this is why that all mattered, because now instead of the drive continuing, it's 17-10. The Patriots score. It's 2nd and 3 after a 7-yard Mostert run. 2 in the pistol, 1 receiver to each side, 21 personnel, quarters for New England. They're going to rotate to cover 3. 2 is going to fake the handoff and hit Smythe on the wheel, off the motion for 8 yards again.
Another design.
Here's it again, right? Here it is again. They're going right back to ye old faithful in this game. We've seen it multiple times with success, and they love it when in short situations, they'll go to it.
Yes, and I think this is a direct call from Mike McDaniel when he sees something clearly that the Patriots defense is doing. He already knows what play to call.
Yeah.
And it's a design play to one player.
Yeah. All right, 1st and 10 now. Tua in the gun with A-Chain to his right, 2 receivers stacked to the left with Hill motioning out wide of them from behind, and that's going to leave 1 receiver to the right. Patriots are going to drop to cover 2 there. This is going to be off the play action. Tyreek's going to get released by Peppers up on that left side at the top of your screen. When he's going to get to the top of the drop, Tua back here. Christian Gonzalez, if you watch here, Christian Gonzalez is actually back here in a safety position. They got him high, right? And if you watch his hips and his feet, they're going to be opened up inside because Tua is going to start his progressions towards the right side of the field. And then you're going to watch. He's opened right there. Look at, see, he's open to that other side of the field, right? Because Tua's starting. But look at, Tyreek's already gone. Tua's going to snap his head back. He's going to try to Tyreek on the go, but he's going to hang it with a bit too much air. Gonzalez runs a 4.38, flips his hips, tracks the ball, makes the play. I mean, you heard us talk about this earlier. More drive, less air needed right here.
Right. And technically that
there,
type
look
of
at
throw,
boom, he's there. You got to make it like, and you were late.
Yeah,
you were
way late. Way
yeah, you were way behind because I'm going to show you right here. Ball out.
Read it, throw.
Like,
and again, that's more so. Obviously, he's trying to look off the safety, then throw it back. But that's more of a play where you have to look at that safety, see exactly where he is,
right,
and then the ball has to be out like a whole shot right there. So, just a miss.
And if you are late on that, you got to drive, bro. You got to drive that ball. You can't hang it if you are late.
I'll treat that like a back shoulder. Period. I'll never lob that in the air. When it comes to that type of concept. Play action, your back is turned to the defense.
Like, the ball's got to be out as soon as you get to the top of the drop. Boom. Like, like
it was a hitch step, and it was, it's something to work on. It's something to work on, but definitely you read that safety, you see the window, man, fire that football in there, back shoulder. That's how we go to work.
So it's 24-17 now after Mostert scores on a 43-yard run on the Dolphins' next drive, and then the Patriots answer with a Ramondre Stevenson TD. 2nd and 5 after a 5-yard Mostert run to start this drive. 2 in the pistol, 21 personnel. Receiver to each side, Hill motioning off the tackle's hip once more to make it a 1-by-2 look. Patriots are going to drop to single high dual robber shell. Tua is going to throw back shoulder to Waddle instead of teardropping him on his seam route, and he has to turn his body to try and make the catch. Mapu comes across and hits him in the back of the head. This is why he's in concussion protocol. This play right here. And I will say this. You had good protection, and Tyreek off that motion release was once again gone if you waited out. So
it's tough. That's tough. But regardless, I thought the placement was still damn near immaculate.
The placement was good. But I mean, you can teardrop that over the shoulder, on the outside, over the outside shoulder, because he turned back. It's just such a harder throw because he turned his body like that.
And again, I still think concentration catch right here for
you can make that
for Waddle is difficult. And is that Judon? Is Judon again in coverage?
Coverage, yeah.
That Judon is an underrated pass cover guy, man. Because he was right there. But it's just a misplay, altogether.
So 3rd and 1 after Mostert drives the team up the field on 20 yards rushing over the last 3 plays since Waddle was hurt. 2 under center. Mostert, the single back, 22 personnel, strong right. Ingold motioning to the left. Cover 2 for the Patriots. High snap here. Can clearly see it came up on Tua. Leads to a fumble. Miami recovers, but it forces a longer Sanders field goal attempt. He would have he would obviously miss from 55 yards. Dolphins would then first force a turnover on downs from the Patriots and then run the clock out to win 24-7. But you can tell here the snap's high on Tua, right? You can tell the way it up on him.
This was a difficult exchange, but what kind of stood out to me is Robert Hunt on this play, right? That's an interesting movement by Robert Hunt as far as the protection is concerned. He literally crossed over into where the snap, is basically coming from. And maybe that's how they were taught. Maybe that's how they're coached to handle that. But that might have played a part as well, as far as you know what I mean? Like it seemed like it was just a messy operation altogether. But they got to fix that, man. If there's one thing you have to know how to do is snap the football and catch the snap. Get the snap clean. and them struggling like that, man. That's unacceptable, man. We're in the pros. They do that in Pee Wee. You know what I
So
mean?
what's your takeaway from the film when we break it down right there? Obviously the interception, a couple throws we would like back because he's doing the casual Curry, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean a couple throws we'd like him to drive through more. But other than that, you saw some darts, some dimes.
Right.
What are your overall thoughts from Tua's week 2 performance?
Yeah, I mean, as good as Tua is getting, as much as we're looking at Tua like he's ascending into the star that we anticipated him to be coming out of Alabama, there's still certain things about his game that we know he needs to fix, and that's actually a positive when you really think about the true ceiling that Tua still has to reach when it comes to the full arsenal of what he's capable of in the passing game. And again, the mechanics are damn near flawless every time he does a play action pass. Now it's as far as working on things, it's the deep ball mechanics. It's the following through with your throws. It's the no more no more casual curves. that's like the perfect term to use, by the way. But at the very least, man, what's happening is not only us as the Dolphins fan base, but the entire NFL across the board is beginning to view Tua like how he should be viewed as an elite distributor. No different than Drew Brees, no different than Peyton Manning, no different than Eli. No, like when you have a guy that can operate like this and operate at such a high level, so many nuances about it. The more he conditions himself into becoming the guy, I mean, the more you're gonna start seeing like legitimate, like wow, okay, where he's a top 5 quarterback, and there's no debate. Like that's what you want to get into when it comes to the discussion of it. So that film right there just shows me that there's still some things for him to really focus on snap wise, deep ball wise, just little things that he can just fix, and then boom, he has it. So that's good film to watch. That's good film
What
to
are your
watch.
thoughts on him and McDaniel's adjustments to Bill Belichick and who was clearly throwing everything in the kitchen sink at them coverage
They
wise?
they they were ready. They were ready as not necessarily ready for the coverages that Bill Belichick unveiled, but they were ready in the sense that they didn't budge. They didn't there was no panic in the play calling. There was no panic in the decision making, which is a telltale sign that they're tied to the hip. They know exactly what they want to get out of the offense, and the more that they keep chiseling away at the real offense that they want to unveil, at the very least they still show a sense of calm and a sense of poise that you need to have when you run into the unexpected. But as a professional, you need to expect the unexpected, and they reacted exactly how they should when it comes to the level of play that they're looking at each other. So it was the perfect response, if you ask me.
All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. I'll be back tomorrow night with Richmond Webb and Mr. Ballgame for another episode of Finish Line. Appreciate you, Martin. It was great as always. And
Sure,
hey,
man.
we'll do it next week for the Denver Broncos. Until then, you already know what time it is. Fins up all day, every day, and we'll see y'all tomorrow night. Thank y'all for joining us, everyone.
Yes, sir.